Today, we got to talk about Byron Donalds.
ClickThatReacts. You might just want to sit back and relax before ClickThatReacts.
For those of you that don't know who Byron Donalds is, I mean, he's an amazing politician, an amazing congressman in my opinion. And I truly thought he was going to be our vice president, right? I would rather have Byron Donalds than J.D. Vance any day.
I mean, you got the support of President Trump. Where do you stand? Are you ready to make the plunge?
Well, look, Sean, after a lot of prayer, a lot of thought with my family and my friends, I'm here to announce my candidacy to be the next governor of the great state of Florida. And Sean, we have a wonderful state. I got to Florida when I was 17 years old off of a Greyhound bus with just a trunk full of clothes. And over the rest of my time in Florida, I built a family. I built a career, 17 years in financial services. I joined the Tea Party movement, was in the conservative movement. I was able to serve 4 years in the state legislature, 4 years in Congress. And I think now is the time to now take the mantle and lead our state into the future. We've had a great governor. Ron DeSantis has done a tremendous job for our state. But now the job is to keep the best state in the country as the best state in the country. And so that's going to be the mission at hand. And I'm excited to announce my candidacy with you tonight.
Now, the reason why I'm talking about Byron Donalds today is because he did this interview on CNN and it got a little dicey. But there's two parts to it, and both of them just seem petty in my opinion, but we know that that's what the mainstream news does, right? We know how CNN does and how they pick and choose on who they're going to show favoritism to when they do these so-called interviews, right? They have to find something to cry about, something to whine about, something to fuss about, something to spread misinformation about. No matter what kind of good comes out of Trump being in office currently, they're still going to focus on anything that they can find, grab, and try to spin it around and make it seem like it's just something oh so terrible. Like this is the biggest issue that we should be concerned with currently. And right now, it's the ballroom, right? So let's check out what CNN is talking about the ballroom and let's see how Byron feels about it.
What's happening in Washington is that Chuck Schumer made a decision 2 months ago that he was going to shut down the government. Chuck Schumer made that decision, not House Republicans. House Republicans, we did our job 6 weeks ago. And then we said, here you go, United States Senate, time for you to do your job. And in the United States Senate, Chuck Schumer has been voting no on a measure he voted yes for, what, the last 17 times he's in the nation's history? The last 17 times there have been clean CRs that have gone through the Senate. He's the one that's always supported them until this one. And that's simply because he's trying to prove his worth not to the American people, but to the radical base of the Democrat Party. That's what's really going on. And that's what's really sick about this. Because instead of being worried about the plight of poor people in America trying to get by, Chuck Schumer's worried about his leadership position. So he's not thrown out of Senate leadership by his party. That's what's going on right now. And
they don't agree with you at all.
Of course they don't agree. He's not going to admit that.
They don't agree. That's why they say they won't admit. But they also look at what's happening and suggest, as you know, there's no trust, is what I'm looking at. Objective, there's no trust between the Republicans and Democrats to have this negotiation.
Chuck Schumer is saying that he doesn't trust Donald Trump to sit down and negotiate. Donald Trump, his entire life, has been making deals. So that doesn't even make sense. He's lying to the American people.
Now, in my opinion, this whole topic about the ballroom is just a waste of time, and it's just a wasteful discussion. All right? Take pride in your country. All right. And when it comes to politics or when it comes to the United States, period, the White House and anything that has anything to do with the White House is the highest representation that we have in this country. So if it needs to be renovated, repainted, it needs an addition built onto it, it needs marble floors or whatever else it needs. Oh, well, so be it. You'll want to spend billions of dollars on people that don't want to work, people that want to scam the system, people that want to rob and steal, or people that shouldn't even be here. They did not follow the process. They didn't come here legally. They didn't follow our rules. They want to take over whatever it is they can possibly take over, and you want to spend billions of dollars on them with no problem. But let's go ahead now and get to the main point, right? The juicy part of this whole entire CNN interview. And that was Byron's opinion about New York in the current election.
When you put in communist and yes, communist policies, that's what Zohran Mamdani is talking about.
He's not a communist.
It never
Democratic
works.
Socialist. He says he's Democratic
I can't tell what the difference is.
Well, he can describe
Explain what the difference is.
He can describe the differences for you. The socialism is not the same basis of communism in this country. You know that quite
The
well.
man
You
wants,
have an
the man
economic
wants to
background.
create government-run grocery stores. He wants free transportation, both of which are impossible to do because
You know that communism is a trigger word to try to undermine all of his policies. He's not a. He says he's.
I don't need to undermine his policies. His policies undermine himself.
Well,
because they've
say
never
that.
worked. Here's all I want him to do. Tell me where they've ever worked. They've never worked. He knows that. I knows that. But what he's trying to do is promise everybody something that they can't have. And the truth is there is no free lunch, just like there's no free bus. Because you know what happens when you have a free bus? There's nobody there to fix it or to drive it. He knows that. I know that. You know that. America does know it. And it's unfortunate that the city of New York, my former home city, is probably going to have to go through this.
And this is what I'll be talking about right now. The one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to have to make this about race because that's not the main point right here, right? But it's just odd to me that we talk all this black stuff and black this or whatever else, but yet here you are, you have a black man here on your show and he's being interviewed by a black woman, but yet she's doing anything that she possibly can to try to undermine him and make him look bad or whatever else, but yet if it was somebody from your side, if it was Joe Biden or one of these other little Democrats of the opposite race, you would be sitting there kissing up to him, sucking up to him and everything else. The definition of the word sellout. In my opinion, you should be doing everything in your power to go ahead and uplift this brother and at least let him land his plane properly without you trying to belittle him and make him seem like he's some kind of turncoat or sellout or something. I mean, this whole thing is, to me, is just odd for so many different reasons. And I really do truly feel like there is a bigger play here, right? It really starts to feel like there's some kind of undercover secret takeover America plan that is in place, right? But we'll touch on that topic in another video. For right now, let's just go ahead and talk about exactly what Byron brought up here in his video, which was this so-called idea of free. Whenever I hear somebody bring up this free, whenever I just hear the word free, I just know it's not true. Nothing is actually free, right? And it's been bought, paid for, built, slaved over, whatever, by somebody at some point in time. So let's just tack on the idea of free buses. Explain to me, how does that work? How is the bus system free? I mean, how does the bus run? Is it a solar powered bus? Is it getting free gas? Is the maintenance on the bus going to be free? And what about the person that's working, right? We always talk about increase our wages. We want to get paid more. Then how is the bus driver going to get paid more if the bus company is a free company? So what, are all these companies now going to be 501c3s, or they're all going to be nonprofit companies? So all the busing systems are now going to be nonprofit companies and they're going to get paid for by the government. But wait, the government doesn't make money. How does the government make money? The government makes money from the people, from us, right? So is that government now going to get his money from us again somehow? Because I don't know. Just explain it to me, because it does not make sense to me, this whole idea. And now he's also talking about free grocery stores. How? I mean, isn't WIC, food stamps, these government handouts, these churches that give away food, all these different organizations that pass out food, isn't that already enough? And now you want to turn around and say that the grocery store is going to be free? I mean, how does that work? I need to know the details on that. Like, does each shopper get like a limit? Or are they allowed to just fill up their carts and get whatever they want? How are the shelves going to be stocked? Who's going to work there? Is this another 501c3? So grocery stores, these designated grocery stores, are just going to be 501c3s? Are they going to be open all day and all night, every day of the week? Because there's going to be a lot of free food. And how do you decide who qualifies to shop at these locations? There's so many questions, but yet there's not a single answer. It's just that it's going to be government funded, and these are going to be government funded programs. But once again, I asked the question, then where does the government get its money from? But that's all I got for y'all here today, man. It's been a fun one. I truly enjoyed myself today. I hope y'all did too. Hope you liked the video. And y'all let me know. Y'all tell me about how these free buses, free government stores, and all these free grocery stores and things like that, how are they actually supposed to work? Y'all let me know down in the comment section below the details, the plans. Maybe I missed out on something, right? Maybe I'm just not fully understanding. And also let me know, do you even support these whole ideas in the first place? Did you vote for this guy? I don't know. But as always, I am your host, ClickThatReacts. And I'll be seeing y'all in the next one.
Click that reacts. That reacts. Just wanna sit back.